Okay, class, let's come to order now. Great job. Perfect. Okay, today we're going to read one of my favorite books, and the title of the book is You Don't Look Like Your Mother. Okay, so what do we call this part of the book? What is this front part of the book called, Victoria? That's right, we call this part of the book, this is the front cover. Okay, that is right. So I'm going to ask you a question, class, but you are not to answer aloud. You're only going to think in your mind, in your head, the answer to this question. Don't say anything. Okay? The question is, why do I hold my book like this and not like this? Why do I hold my book this way and not this way? Now, I'm going to tell you when to start, okay? And when I tell you to start, you're going to turn to your shoulder partner and you're going to answer that question that I just told you to think about in your head. Okay? You're going to turn to them and you're going to say the answer to your shoulder partner. The question again, why do I hold my book like this and not like this? Okay, class, start. Very good. Very good. Okay. So I heard you all discussing, and I love what I heard. Caleb, would you like to answer that question? Very good, Caleb. Okay. We hold our book like this when we're reading, okay, and not like this. The reason we hold our book like this, again, as Caleb said, is so that we can see the words on our book, in our book, on the page. We can see and understand and read the words and the pictures on the page better like this as opposed to like this. We held it this way, we would not be able to make sense of any of the words. Okay? We have to read upside down, and that is not possible. All right, very good. Okay, so you all told me that this part of the book is what again? This is the front cover. On the front cover, I can find the title of the book. The title of the book is always on the front cover. So I'm going to point to the title, and I want you all to follow along with me as I read the title. The title is, read with me, You Don't Look Like Your Mother. Very good. Okay, now on this front title, I also find my author's name. The author's name of this book is Eileen Fisher. Okay? Eileen Fisher is the author. What does the author do? Who is the author? What does the author do? Victoria. Very good. The author writes the words in the book. The words in the book are written by the author. Okay? All right. Now, also on the front cover, in addition to my, what is this called again, class? This is called my title. Here, it is written by Eileen Fisher, who is my what? Author. Very good. The author does what again? Very good. The author writes the words and tells the story. In addition to the title and the author, I also have here the illustrator. Okay, my book is illustrated by Lilith Jones. This is the illustrator. All right. What does the illustrator do? The illustrator draws the beautiful pictures. Okay, y'all see these pictures? These pictures were drawn by the illustrator Lilith Jones. All of these pictures inside of the book. Okay, so I have my title, my author's name, my illustrator. All right. Now, I'm going to ask you another question. Another one of those questions where you do not blurt out the answer. You simply think about the answer in your head. Okay? You think about the answer, and then I'm going to tell you when to start so that you can talk again to your shoulder partner. Now, this is the question that I'm going to ask. Okay? How is it? How are the author and the illustrator the same? And how are the author and the illustrator different? Okay? How is the author different from the illustrator? And how is the author and illustrator, how are they the same? Okay? All right. So ready? Start. Talk to your shoulder partner and answer that question. How are the authors and illustrators the same? And how are the authors and illustrators what? Different. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna turn off my timer. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, so you all took that time to answer that question with each other, and I love what I heard. Some wonderful things. Okay, so what I heard you say was that the author and the illustrator are the same because they both tell us the story, right? Both of them tell us the story. But they're different how? They're different because the author writes the words in our story, and the illustrator does what? Caleb, what does the illustrator do? Very good. The illustrator draws the pictures. Very good. Very good. Okay, so remember, when we read our book, we're going to hold our book how? This way or this way? Very good, Victoria. We're going to hold our book this way, okay, so that we can what? Read the words and make sense of what we see. Okay, so we're going to open our book. We're going to open that front cover, and there's the title again. You don't look like your mother. Okay, so we're going to start reading. Now, when I start reading, I'm going to read starting this way. Okay, I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to read in this direction, and I'm going to read every word. Okay, notice that those words are separated by a space. Okay, and that is how you can determine what is a word. Okay, so here let us start reading. The robin perched where aspens grow and peered into the ferns below. Whose child are you down there? She said, with spots of white on brownish red. Okay, now I want to stop for just a second. All right, you all are doing such a good job by listening and reading along with me. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Why does the illustrator make these pictures of the words on this page? Who knows? Let's look at this. Let's go back. Who sees the word? First of all, what is this? This is a bird. Very good. What type of bird? This is a robin. Very, very good, Victoria. Okay, now the word robin is on the page. The author wrote it. Where is robin? Robin is right here. The robin. So the illustrator drew us a beautiful picture of a robin to explain the words that the author wrote. Okay? The robin perched where aspens grow and peered into the ferns below. Look at the beautiful ferns. The illustrator drew the ferns that the author wrote about. Okay? All right. So on this page, we see the robin, and here we see the word robin, right? Okay. Whose child are you down there? She said, with spots of white on brownish red. Spots of white on brownish red is right here on this page. Okay, so let's turn the page. Okay, the fawn looked up and twitched an ear. I'm starting here when I turn the page. I start over the same way I did on that first page. I'm going to start reading all the way from here, and I'm going to read this way. The fawn looked up and twitched an ear. My mother is a tan gray deer. All right? Okay. So, Victoria, you told me that the illustrator makes those pictures to do what? Very good. The illustrator has drawn these pictures to help further explain the words on the page, the words that the author wrote to help us to understand the story. Okay, very, very good. Okay, now I have 3 questions for you, brilliant students, because we have just finished reading our lovely book. Now, after we have finished reading this book, The End, I have 3 questions that I need you all to think about. One question is, what is the title of our book? And where did we find that title? The next question is, who is the author of our book? And the third question is, why do you think the author used this title? Okay? Why do you think the author used this title? Okay, so let's not blurt out any answers. We're going to think about the answers in our head, and then we're going to get a chance to stand up and talk to our shoulder partner face to face. Okay? All right, so the questions again. Do we hold our book? I'm sorry, we already did that part. The questions are again, what is the title of our book? Who is the author of our book? And why do you think the author used the title that he did? All right, ready? Stand up. You all have 1 minute. I'm setting the timer. Great job. Great job. Okay, so everyone has sat back down. That means that you all have answered the questions. All right, so what were the answers? Let's see. Victoria, what did you answer for? What is the title of our book? Very good. You don't look like your mother. You don't look like your mother. Where did you find the title of the book, Victoria? Very good, on the front cover. Okay, now, who is the author of the book? Caleb. Very good, Caleb. The author of the book is Eileen Fisher. And the third question is, why do you think the author, Eileen Fisher, titled this book, You Don't Look Like Your Mother? Victoria, very good. She titled this book as such because she doesn't look like her mother. Very good, class. Okay, I hope everyone enjoyed the story that we read and you all understand how to read from this page, moving from here to here. Okay? Left to right. All right. Next time, we'll catch up and we'll read another book.